Hi everyone, my name is Steffi Bear, and this is part 1 of my leadership interview. For my leadership development course, I was tasked to conduct an interview on someone I deemed to possess the traits of a leader. This concept of what the traits of a leader are and who this leader should be took a great deal of time to process. I took into consideration the traits, occupation, values, family life, and impact to the community as my guides to picking the right person. To me, a leader is someone who I see my own leadership style and leadership skills in. Additionally, I hope that this interview would help guide me with how to structure my own life to accomplish my personal future plans. I also wanted this person to be someone that I can look up to as a role model in my everyday life. So, the person I have the honor of interviewing was Lauren Poe. Lauren Poe is the current mayor of the city of Gainesville. Mayor Poe has lived in Gainesville for the majority of his life and even graduated college and graduate school from the University of Florida. After conducting this interview with Mayor Poe, I have come to the conclusion that we both have a great deal in common. He has his undergraduate degree in history and his master's in secondary social sciences. I'm getting my degree in education with a minor in history. Like him, after teaching for a few years, I am planning on joining the world of politics. Mayor Poe's secret favorite hobby is cooking. This took up a great deal of discussion during our interview because we both love to cook bakery products and seem to root for the same people on Iron Chef America. Besides our similar degrees and love of cooking, we both hold the same values of what traits a leader should have and how a leader should lead. That is why I believe that Mayor Poe was the perfect person for my assignment. My interview took place in Gainesville City Hall. To enter Mayor Poe's waiting area, I had to go through 2 different waiting areas with guarded doors. This had me nervous before the interview even started. After waiting for a little over 10 minutes, Mayor Poe finally came out to greet me. I expected him to be impersonal and annoyed for me taking up his valuable time for a school assignment. However, I was mistaken. He greeted me with excitement and joy and a powerful handshake. While walking to his office, he offered me various snacks and water. Once in his office, he led me to sit across from him on a couch similar to the one that he sat on. He sat straight up with his feet crossed. While answering my questions, he first waited a few moments to answer and gather his thoughts, and then answered my questions fully. He used over-exaggerated hand movements while answering the questions and kept really good eye contact with me. The way he answered the questions made me think very high of him. He answered each question honestly and full of wisdom. From this interview, I've come to the following perceptions. 1. This interview left me with the belief that if I follow similar steps as he did, I will be able to accomplish my goals of one day becoming a politician. 2, his answers to my questions left me with a feeling of dissatisfaction because I want to understand his reasoning for certain opinions better. Lastly, his statements left me with a new awareness and sensitivity for the Gainesville community and the University of Florida. Mayor Poe discussed the following leadership characteristics as the key characteristics that a leader should possess. Focus is one of these characteristics because a leader must be able to complete critical tasks and keep on track during times of chaos. Confidence is needed because people depend on the leader, and the leader must be able to keep their opinions and values constant at all times. Transparency is important because a leader must be honest with his or her followers and keep them in the loop. Inspiration is important because a leader must make followers feel important and needed and make sure they don't give up. Passion is important because a leader must be enthusiastic about their cause and keep a positive mindset so that the others also have this mindset. Lastly, leaders must be patient because sometimes it doesn't go as planned. But to accomplish these goals, the leader must have patience and continue with this positive attitude to get things done properly. After the interview, I took a seat in Mayor Poe's waiting area and reflected on the interview that just occurred. After taking 30 minutes to reflect, I came to the conclusion that Mayor Poe is a perfect example of a leader. A large amount of time during the interview was comprised by Mayor Poe justifying the decisions he makes on behalf of his followers. He says, "The decisions I make are for the good of the community that I and my family live in." He says that all his actions are the actions that he would expect his fellow neighbor to take. He follows a situational approach to leadership. While faced with an obstacle, he looks at the situation as a whole and then breaks it down until he's able to come up with a solution. Trust and respect for his followers are the two main characteristics that he holds to his success. This is because if he is unable to trust and respect his followers, how are they able to trust and respect him? During my time interviewing Mr. Poe, he made many key statements that helped aid my understanding on what leadership is on a practical level. Mayor Poe says, "Being a leader to me is not a fancy title or something to be taken lightly. Rather, being a leader is having a positive influence on the lives of my followers and being a part of the change that my community needs." This helped me understand leadership better because I used to think of leadership as an impersonal thing. But Mayor Poe helped me understand that leadership is something physical you can see in your surroundings. He also said, if I had to choose to do the popular thing or the right thing, I would always choose the right thing. This particular statement might be the most valuable part of leadership I have learned from this interview. This is because most people try to do the likable, popular thing. But this is not always the right thing. A leader must be able to determine what the right thing is and the right thing to do. Thanks so much. Bye.